Got my rod all together, got my tip coming down. Alright. 10-pound leader. Now we're going to set up a rig. Rigging of the day. Actually, I can't say that because that's what Glenn says. What I say, rigging of the day. Well, I'm not going to do this every day. Maybe someday. We'll call this the first rigging on film. First thing I'm going to do is take a barrel swivel. Cheap little barrel swivel. I do this a little differently. I'm running a Corkie and yarn pattern. A lot of times people run slide Corkie and yarn. I'm not going to run it out here because the water is really shallow. I want this to stay right near the bottom, bouncing right into their grills. We've got your little swivel, your clip. I'm going to tie my main line to the base. I'm going to do an improved clinch knot. So nonetheless, this is just a version of the clinch knot. We're going to give it our twist. 6 twists-ish through our loop. We all know how that can be. Anyways, through the loop, and then one kicker that I like to do, especially if I'm using fluorocarbon, which I'm not today, is go back through that loop. Okay. Run about that big today. I always like to start just a hair big, because you can clip off, but you definitely cannot add on. Well, I'm sure you can. It's probably a subject of debate, but we're not going to address it right now. First step, pinch it down. Now, as most of you savvy people know, and if you're any members on the forum, you usually at this point just punch a hole in it with your pliers. As you can see, these pliers are really quick. So what I am forced to do, I guess I'll just use the blade of my knife. I'll take my trusty Bear Grylls survival knife. You probably can't see this in the frame, but what I'm doing is just wedging a little hole, and that's going to be clipped onto the metal clip of that swivel, so I'm not really too worried about inside abrasive edges. And if this does get caught up, I want this to break off first so I don't lose my whole setup. So you'll see the hole there. It's kind of rough. It's kind of bad. I'll take my pliers one more time here and just flatten back out any of those super rough edges. That's fine. So I'm going to go down my line here to my swivel. I'm going to unsnap that. I'm going to put it right through the little slot there. Bada bing, and that's what we're going to use today. No, I'm just kidding. Still have to say, Jeff, where's the leader? Well, we're going to put a leader on there. Hold on. One arm. It's about the length of my tip of my arm to the center of my chest, and that's with all my knots and everything. Haven't been put in yet. So, I got 2, 1 knot. I usually use 1 for steelhead, but we're going to be using live bait today, and I like to use a little bit bigger hook on the live bait. And there's the knot of the day. Now you got your loop. Ouch. Sand shrimp and Corkie has been deadly out here lately. And you know what has been deadly? Chartreuse and black. The water's clear. I like to run Corkies. Some old man showed me one time. Pointy side down to the shank of the hook. And there it is. I mean, we have literally a, I don't know, 20-inch, 22-inch leader. Goes to a Corkie with an egg loop hook. No yarn. Yeah, no yarn. Not snagging fish, not slicing fish. I'm going to put sand shrimp on there. I'll throw it out there. Hopefully you can see it on video. These fish are going to come over and eat this thing. So that's how it finally looks. You know, we're just going to use the barrel part of that as a barrel swivel, and the clip just to hang down and run our weight. These puppies got some pinchers. I'm a sand shrimp. I'm about to go catch a fish for this guy. About to give my life. So, anyways, grab them by the abdomen, tear their head off. Orange guts come out. Now you've got the good part. I got some friends that would probably eat that. That's a sand shrimp tail. We only want about half that for this application. I don't want to butch it up too bad, so I'm just going to come over here to my scissors. cut it in half. Now we've got 2 halves of sand shrimp tail. And take this little good piece with the flipper for the first cast. But they're gonna love it. And that's what it looks like when it's done. It's a little piece of sand shrimp. There's all coming, but oh well. We run our Corkie down, and that's what our final setup's looking like for steelhead fishing today.